hi there. Join us right now for the SNL Season 42, Episode 7 with Kristen Wiig and the XX.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hi, everybody. Well, that was our lame attempt at trying something different for the opening. I think we did relatively well.
That was pretty awesome.
Nailed it.
Hold on.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Well, welcome. Season 42, Episode 7, Kristen Wiig and the XX. We are here. We have a stand-in for the lovely Kelly.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Back from, what has it been, 2 years?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years. It's Roya Taheri. I'm here.
She's back. She's back. And where can we find you on all things social media?
Really easy. It's Hey Roya. That's HeyRoya.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm Katie Wilbert, and you can find me at Katie Wilbert.
I'm Amy Maestri, and you can find me at Amy Maestri.
And I'm Kim Crossman. You can find me at Kim Crossman. Well, okay, what did we think? Cold open. Roya, why don't you kick us off? What did you like? What didn't you like?
I like Alec Baldwin as Trump, and I will be happy with the next 4 years if he stays as Trump.
Well, I did read that I thought that he was so unhappy with... This could be also fake news, which I've realized I've fallen down the garden path of just I believe anything I hear. And yes, Hillary killed 9 people. So, I thought that I read that he wasn't going to do... He didn't want to play Trump anymore because of the results of the election. But then here he was this week playing Trump, so I'm not sure about it.
I don't even know who could replace him, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't think they foresaw this being an issue. So
Right.
now they're just like, shit.
Yeah. What did you think, Amy?
I enjoyed. We just wanted to get closer.
Yeah, you guys cuddle up.
Trying to have
Get
a
real
moment.
close there.
I thought my 2 favorite narratives in this was Kellyanne just being exhausted and so done and realizing, oh God, what have I done? One of my favorite lines was when he was just like, do you have something on your shoulder? And she's like, all of this.
Yes.
So I liked that narrative. And then at the end, the point of view with them, with him just backtracking on everything, just saying to scrap everything. And I was like, well, it's kind of verbatim for what's going on in the news right now, but I still think it's a funny point of view because you're still at least expressing the fact that he's going back on everything. So I think those were 2 of my favorite games in it.
I like that he Googled what ISIS was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Siri.
Yeah.
This is BlackBerry.
What did you think, Katie?
I totally concur with Amy. My 2 favorite games were the Scrap It and Kellyanne just feeling really awful.
What did you guys think of Beck Bennett's Mike Pence and the Jason Sudeikis' Romney?
I thought Mike Pence was good, like kind of smarmy and power playing.
Yeah, the way that he always tries to be very calm, but it comes off as just kind of unsettling at the same time. I think Beck has been doing a good job, and it was just great seeing Jason Sudeikis back to do it around.
I liked the line when with Mike Pence, and he goes, "You're gonna make it impossible for me to be impeached." And I was like, that's a really funny line. It's true.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the long handshake. I just think that was amazing. So yeah, I really liked it actually. I thought it was a good cold open. I enjoyed it. Into the monologue. Amy, what did you think? Kristen Wiig.
I mean, come on.
Thanksgiving. How does the song go? How does the Thanksgiving song go? Has anyone got it in the head at all?
I don't know if I can get the...
It'll come to us.
No.
We'll just randomly
we'll
blurt
get
it
there.
out ASAP.
We'll get there. I loved it. Any kind of like fake history thing, which I guess we're kind of going along with the fake news now, with fake history stuff. Any of that kind of, it'll always crack me up. Like when they take some things that are facts and just twist them, and the fact that she thinks that it started in Egypt is just one of my favorite things. I think it was really well done. I enjoy watching her, and I think that she looked like a beautiful, majestic pixie with her new haircut.
Yes.
She did.
So.
What do you think, Kitty?
Yeah, I loved the amount of costumes. That was like one of the first things I commented on was like, oh man, costume department would have been like, woof. But they did a great job. And there were just so many silly specifics with how they played with screwing up the history of it. Having like aliens come down and that's how we had cornfields. And stuff. Like I just like, it got so silly and that made me really happy the sillier it got. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoyed it.
Did you guys think it was necessary for Will Forte and Steve Martin to show up? I mean, I thought it was great. I just read some reviews of being like, you've already got Kristen Wiig. Why do you need them?
Well, it was the Thanksgiving episode. Why not?
I agree.
If it was just a casual
This is what
episode.
other people said. It
Yeah.
wasn't. I didn't say that.
Well, other people, get out of here, you know?
Sarah said, yeah. Did you
Yeah,
like
I
it?
mean, with Steve Martin, anytime he comes on, he just brings a lot more energy. Kristen Wiig already has enough energy, and it's just they're just great. So, I don't know, I liked it.
I liked Will Forte being like, "Oh, I didn't get as much applause as Steve Martin."
Yeah.
I really like that. I thought that was good.
I want to know who was in the alien outfit, the costume with the makeup. I was trying to figure out the entire time when they're standing there singing, I'm like, who is that? Is it Mikey Day? But then he came out as Roosevelt, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was just like, who is it? I don't know. I couldn't.
Same.
We watch things so differently.
Pete Davidson, maybe? I
That
don't
wasn't
know.
in my mind, and I was like, aliens.
They have corn.
They're gone. Funny. Yeah, I thought it was great, and it was a nice way to kind of set up the episode, I think.
I was a little bummed that they went the singing route again. I mean, that's one
Not
of
a
the things.
fan
I'm
of
not really a
musical?
big fan of it, but I love Kristen Wiig, and I know she can sing, so I was okay with that. When I knew she was hosting, I'm like, and she stepped out there, I was like, all right, she's probably gonna sing, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
So.
Katie has usually had a big issue with
I used to be really anti-musical monologue, and then I think my viewpoint changed also because I did a directing program, and then I realized like, oh, music is a really great way to open a show because it's high energy, and that's why it's used. But I think I just get shitty when they use someone who literally can't sing at all, and it's just like,
Yeah.
you can tell it's painful for them to try and get it out. So it's like, why didn't we do anything other than this? We, like, play to people's strengths. But yeah, when it's someone who can hold it and it's funny, I feel like Elizabeth Banks did one that was funny.
Yeah.
So I've had a change of heart.
As long as they execute it properly.
Yeah,
that's totally
it's a
fine.
contingent
Yeah,
change
but there
of
was
heart.
a season when they were just using that as like their main.
I think that
Oh,
was
yes.
a couple of seasons
Yeah.
ago. I feel like we
was like
remember that.
Jim
We're
Yeah,
like,
no matter
"Stop
who
it."
it was.
yeah, the
someone-
Jim Carrey, yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, I remember that one being like, hey.
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey. He can do
Anything
a million
else.
voices and impressions and physicalities.
Can do
Yeah.
literally anything
Yeah.
else. You
You
were
gave
fine.
him like a low key song.
Yeah.
Just why'd you do that?
So the digital short, The Bubble, coming January 2017. Basically a bubble with like-minded people of the same views in it. Amy, what do you think of this one?
I loved it. I loved come here and close yourself in.
Yes.
There's so many good lines because it's so funny like how much hypocrisy there is right now with everyone, and we're all like just too into ourselves to realize it. And so I think this was just so much fun. And like it wasn't like the funniest thing, it wasn't like laugh out loud funny all the time, but I think it just took such a strong point of view in it and just ran with it, and it was a good length. They didn't like run it into the ground too much, I don't think. So I really liked it. I loved Bernie on the bill too.
Yeah, that
because of
was-
course he would be on the bill there.
Of course.
was
I thought some of the specifics were really funny. Like, come here, we have hybrid cars, raw milk, youth bookstores.
But no policemen or firemen because
Yeah,
they won't live there.
Yeah.
I loved
Love
that
there.
because they won't come here.
Come here.
What did you-
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
No, no.
Yeah, I
We're so polite here. No, you go. No, you finish. Okay, you go.
I felt like it was the perfect way to literally encapsulate what's happening right now with like the echo chamber. Like it's another way of kind of saying that, because I feel like even though we all don't actually live in a bubble, we pretty much live in a bubble, because most of us didn't think that we were going to have a Trump presidency because we weren't talking to other people who don't share our points of view. And I think it was a great kind of poking fun at like, oh, you're so progressive and you're so inclusive of everyone except for people from North Carolina who voted for Trump. Like kind of a, oh, hey, you're so different and progressive, but like, are you? And I felt like that was a good question mark, like good kind of wake up call for everyone. That like if you live in the bubble with just everyone who has the same POV as you, like that's fun
Yeah, you'd be happy.
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a great John Oliver episode. I think it was his season finale where he talks about fake news and kind of echo chambers and stuff like that. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out. It blew my mind. Speaking of blowing my mind, I completely forgot to mention that in the opening monologue. That was my favorite part, where she goes, maybe Thanksgiving was in our hearts all along. And then the guy in the audience head blows up. I thought that was great. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but that was just a personal favorite moment. What did you think of The Bubble?
It wasn't like my favorite one, but it is a digital short that they could definitely use in the future for whenever there's another situation going on in the world. They can throw that in because, you know, they like to repeat some digital shorts. That this is one of them. And it was okay for me. Made me chuckle a little here and there, but I was like, I'll forget about this in a week.
See, I liked.
I'll be in my bubble, guys.
You'll be in your bubble, yeah. I really like this for Carl Mooney because I just feel like his awkwardness and kind of physicality fits so. Like, yeah, I just thought that he was my MVP in this one. Secret Word, the game show. What did you think of this?
I knew that they were going to bring this back. Like, there's no way you cannot have a Kristen Wiig episode and not have this character coming back, or the Target lady, whichever, you know. She's got so many good characters, but this one was pretty dirty for ones in the past. Like, what was she? I wrote it down. Tanya told the teacher that he didn't touch her, and like it kept going. And the teacher,
Tanya told the teacher
like to warm up.
Didn't touch her. The teacher said I couldn't reach or something.
Like, there was just some good lines in there, you know. Yeah, I like this one. This one was really good. It was creative, and it ended when it should end. It didn't drag, which some sketches I've noticed that they'll just keep writing. They'll be like, "How do we end?
Right.
Awkward."
We'll just stop now.
Yeah. Like, that was it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
But this one ended perfectly.
I like the oral, not floral. And New York Times said it was bad. I thought that was really good. What did you think, Katie?
I love this character so much. I did like that she got pretty inappropriate. And I also really liked Cecily's character that she had. It was kind of a different version of that character as a mirror to her, which I really liked. Cecily can do every accent.
Right?
Yeah.
So well, yeah.
It's so astounding. Like, does she fluently speak another language? Do we know?
Does anybody know?
Like a couple? Or is she just, like... Well,
We'll wait.
if you want to research it and send through a message, let us know. But we'll continue on with the show.
Comment below.
We'll just be here sitting in silence until then.
yeah.
Guys, go ahead.
We could probably Google it. Yeah, we'll do it later. Amy?
Yeah, agreed. One of the first things I wrote down was like Cecily. I could just watch her do that character all day, which she also probably loved it too, because I know she's a big dog lover, so I'm sure she enjoyed getting to play with the little puppy. I think though, for me, this character, you do always kind of know it's coming, but they did do a good job of like switching it up a little bit and like making it dirtier in this one. But it's just the way that she does everything, like after that delivery of like, they called it bad, like the way that she just kind of goes about like playing with her scarf again, like she's just so like unaware of everything around her, and I you know it's coming, and I'm still gonna laugh every single time with this character. I love it.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig really gets into her characters.
Yeah, she's
Commits.
nothing if not committed.
Yeah.
I feel like she's like Will Ferrell in that regard. Like, he just is so lacking in self-awareness when he like dips into his characters that he's not him anymore.
One of my favorite lines in this, only because probably I relate to it, was, when I'm not doing this, I'm waiting to do this. Oh, yeah.
I was really afraid you were going to choose a different line when you were saying that. I was like, whoa.
Really into the Florida
Nice word.
oral. Yeah. How you get your jobs. Yeah.
It's oral. I did oral.
What is it? His pink
friend.
Pink friend.
Yeah, pink friend.
So funny.
Oh, I think Zach is looking up Cecily's
thank you, Zach.
languages for us. Appreciate you.
There is nothing in
Oh,
her
no.
wiki page to indicate that she...
Can you add it into her wiki page?
She speaks 20 different languages.
There's also nothing to say that she doesn't speak 20 languages.
This is
So,
true.
Whoa.
We're onto something.
While you're on the phone there, Zach, the next sketch, CNN, do you want to tell us what you thought about it?
Oh,
We'll get a guy's perspective.
I lost it on this one. This and The Bubble were my favorite episodes, my favorite sketches of the episode. I'm watching Westworld right now. I'm a big fan. And the fake out on this, because they almost had me like walking away from the TV because the repetition of the sketch was just like, this isn't funny. Like, is this going to be another unfunny SNL sketch that I have to like...
So judgy. Is this another... I'm going to leave. You show them, Zach.
No, I mean, like, look, it's been inconsistent in certain episodes. I think that's fair assessment. Like, there are sketches in this episode that did not make me laugh a lot, and I thought it was going to be that, and then the turn was so perfect, and it came out of nowhere, and just the double use of the word host. I was dying.
Well, there you go. Well done, SNL. Are you guys? Well, I know Katie and I are watching it. Westworld. Are you watching Westworld?
Yeah.
Amy? Are you watching Westworld?
I'm not. Is that why I was a little bit bored with this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. You definitely need to.
Got it.
Yeah. that
So
was-
I will watch that, and then I will rewatch the sketch. And guys, I will be on the same page with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
I actually didn't mind the kind of 3-beat progression getting crazier and crazier because I don't feel like we've seen that a lot recently of like actually doing the 3-beat, and I was like, okay, so they're playing the game. Then you're right, that kind of left turn to make it a Westworld thing. I thought that was great. What did you guys think?
I didn't see it coming. Like,
No.
I didn't see specifically the Westworld thing coming. I was waiting for the left turn because as it was getting crazier, I kept making audible noises like, like, it's coming. Where's
Yeah.
the change? But I wasn't at all expecting that. And I hadn't even connected the word host to host until Zach just said it. Like, I understood it was a Westworld reference, but I didn't know they were doing it because they were desk hosts. So
See what they
mind
did there.
reblown.
Mind blowing again.
Layer of comedy.
Amy?
Yeah, I loved it. Sometimes SNL will have this thing where they kind of are doing two different sketches within the same sketch, and it doesn't work because they're kind of like conflicting and almost like fighting for your attention. With this, when they actually just kind of like flip it on its head and just, you know, pull that left turn, I love when they do that. My only problem with it is that they went to a fourth beat before they went to the turn, and I was like, you don't need the fourth beat. That's why it's a comedy rule of 3. So I was I was like, because that's what I was waiting for. I was like, okay, on the third one, the escalation has gone up. So on the fourth one, I kept waiting for them to cut in, and I was like, they're not cutting in. How long are they going to do this for? And then they did on the next one. So that was my only thing, is I was like, you just don't need the fourth one in there.
To me,
but
that
when
was,
they did,
to me, that was what worked about it, was that they left it like to the point where you were frustrated with the sketch, where it wasn't funny anymore, and then they waited until you were done before they tricked you into such a big turn, as opposed to just like a little like shift in the game. This was a complete change.
I do have to say, like, there is, and Family Guy does this a lot, like, yeah, they do it until you're pissed at them, but they keep going to then it circles back around. Like, even the handshake, I would say, in the
handshake is a
opening,
good
like, it was so
example.
long that you're like, ugh.
And
Which
they
is
have
kinda-
to go
And then
super
it
long for
keeps
you
going
to laugh
even longer
again.
and longer. You're like, okay, now it's funny again. Yeah,
which is kind of similar to the sketch. Was
Yeah.
it last week or the week before, where it was like they just did the bad sketch and then they cut in to do like the press conference
yes,
kind
yes.
of thing, which that one didn't go as long. But yeah, that was, I think it was because that one was so painful. It didn't
Yes.
have to go as long. Like
Yes.
a couple seconds in, you're just like, ooh.
Yeah. So as someone who doesn't watch Westworld, you just hated this
Yeah.
scene.
I was like, oh, it's done. Thank God it's done. All right.
Yeah,
Moving on.
You would
You know.
definitely have had to have get that. I will say that, like, when I didn't know that it was going to do the Westworld thing, I was kind of like, oh, I'm sure this is probably. I don't watch CNN. I'm like, it's probably what they're doing, accurate representations of like those people.
Well, and Kristen Wiig also
I have
played.
something here?
Oh no, I have.
you were
no, I
itching.
have
I was like,
chapped lips,
oh,
guys.
God.
I'm
I was
so
like-
sorry. Let's.
I was like, do
Bad
I have like,
habit.
a piece of cake
Dry
on my
wind.
face?
No. Sorry, I'll hands
You're
down.
fine.
I'm sorry.
No,
Good.
You're fine. I just didn't know if you were giving me stuff. We don't know each other well enough that I'm like, what if I say that?
Yeah. No, but Kristen Wiig's also done a character like she does Dana, right, on CNN. Like that was her CNN character before, right?
Yes.
So that's where I thought, since I didn't know, I was like, oh, it's CNN. It's gonna be based on that. But then they went through the whole panel. They kept repeating and repeating. I was like, am I forgetting something here? Am I, did I look away for a second and miss the whole joke? I don't.
Yeah, because especially the
Okay.
Westworld joke is like just the biggest payoff in the end. So yeah, if you're not like familiar with that, I can understand.
And is
where
that
you'd just
on
be like, what was this
CNN?
word?
Like, is it on that channel? Because I thought it was just, you know what I mean?
Westworld's
So
on HBO, yeah. So like,
That
I could
lost
see
me,
how
too.
that probably alienated half of the SNL audience, and maybe half of people who don't
Yeah.
appreciate like sketch comedy that breaks the rules a little. Like, I could see how that would, because
Yeah.
you do get frustrated to a point.
it just made me want to have a sandwich because Kyle Mooney was eating a sandwich, and I was like, oh, maybe I should go make a sandwich because I have no idea what's happening. So
I think it's the interesting sort of middle ground that SNL has had to walk recently, because sketch comedy is so big on the internet when stuff can hit much faster, that they have this sort of, they need to hit more specifics in order to get traction, because specifics is how you get into the niche groups that'll share everything, but they're also on network national television, so they need to be
Right.
broad enough that they can hit a wide audience. And I can't imagine what writing for SNL would be like today, because it's so it's such a weird way to work.
I do feel though that they have done a couple of sketches this season that were really, I would say the word niche, but I'm from New Zealand. You guys call it niche, which sounds like knits to me. Is that how you say it?
No, I'd say niche.
Nuts?
Niche.
Don't trust my pronunciation. That would not be a safe.
But I do feel like they did a couple of sketches like
I
early
guess people do that.
on that were like, yeah, really hit a small kind of audience too, which I like when they're taking risks like that.
Yeah, like the Mr. Robot sketch in the.
Yeah, those kind of things, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the Target sketch. What did you think of this
I
one?
do this a lot.
You do it? Yeah.
I will go into an empty parking lot of Target, park farthest spot, and just relax.
Take a minute.
Take a minute, look around, maybe be on my phone, and then I'll go into Target and I'll do the same thing. Oh yeah, Massimo or whatever that brand is called. And I'll just keep going through the whole store.
Do you leave with a lot of things?
No, because I'm not allowed to buy anything. Because when I go to Target, I usually spend hundreds of dollars, and I don't have that. When I went in for one thing, I end up buying like a bunch of DVDs that I will never open. But because who uses DVDs nowadays?
Every time I've gone to every time I've gone to Target, I've come out with a new bedspread. I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
I'm like, suddenly
fair.
I need a different comforter.
See, that sounds like it's like usable. I buy non-usable stuff that I won't need. So
I buy homing goods.
that
Homing
sounds
goods?
fun.
Yeah,
Like
homing
quotes.
goods because I like to home as an
Homing
adjective.
within the home.
I don't
To
just
home.
create a home. I home my home. You know what I mean?
She
like
loves her home hard.
fucking home my home.
We have more quotes that like you can't go past a wall that doesn't have some quote on it. That's funny. or
That's true. Our
inspirational.
towels have quotes.
Yeah.
Our pillows have quotes.
What are your
Our
towels?
quotes
I want to know what
have
your towels. I know it's nothing to do with SNL. but I
Don't
want to know
get
what your
bacon my
towels.
heart.
Yeah, the towels are really cheeky. Or like, I'm gonna have something healthy for dinner. Okay, it's grapes. Just kidding. It's wine.
So are they on like bath towels or are they like hand
No,
towels?
they're hand
We
towels.
got hand towels.
There's
We got
one-
tea towels. We got all the towels.
There's
Ones
one
that
that
say thankful.
yeah, that's true. We do have one.
Just because.
This is like a segment sponsored by Target. All the things you can buy at Target. So you do this. I think
Yes.
we're all guilty of it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really liked the sketch.
I was expecting her Target lady to just like cameo,
Yeah.
if even silently, and was like maybe a little disappointed. Like I know she's pretty big, and it's a digital short, so it's a bit more subtle. But I kind of wanted her just like even in the background.
She could have been,
like
yeah.
I
shaking
just kept
something.
waiting to see her like come up from behind the car.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity. Yeah. Or maybe
Totally.
they shot this earlier, though. I don't know.
That's true.
It's probably
Interesting.
another one of those like, oh, we can reuse it again this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think, Amy?
Yeah, same. I thought it was just like simple, fun, relatable. I loved 80 getting just so excited that she found the flask.
Yeah.
Like just like
In
a
the
really
blue Play-Doh.
dedicated
Yeah.
Target worker who's like, yes, she's got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
I like I was in the blue Play-Doh too.
Yes.
And the blue one specific.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was good. Well, we're all very agreeable this evening, aren't
yeah.
we? Look at it. We're like, good job. Okay, the QVC sketch with Joyce Childers and Christy Berkey.
So can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Outside
To do
of
with this or just
yeah, outside of SNL, Kristen Wiig and Cecily Strong, it's agreed that probably really good friends. Are they? Because they're in a lot of sketches together.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure Cecily's in almost all of them except for obviously Whiskers R We.
I could
But-
see it because man, they work well together.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I loved watching them play with each other.
Hey, can we Wikipedia that?
If they play with each other. Or,
Yes. Yeah. So yeah.
We need to know if they touch each other and or if they are friends.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask because I know
Yeah,
it was a
that's
very common
interesting.
theme that they were together in pretty much most of the sketches this that
Yeah.
evening.
That is true.
I wonder. I'm curious about the writers who were writing those sketches and if they're, yeah, like who they have always written for, or if any of them are still on staff who did write for Kristen. I don't know how long the writers stay on staff, but maybe it has something to do with the writers and their particulars. But I like to believe that they're friends. That they're really good friends. And they just were like, can we be in every sketch together?
Yeah. Did you like this one, Katie?
I had mixed feelings about this one. I think it was just one of those like odd sketches that you're like, what is the point of this? But I laughed because it was so silly. I laughed at the very end when they were like, not the very, very end, but prior to when they actually are QVC hosts, when they're just yelling at each other in the window. And usually I don't find like anger funny, but just, it was outrageous, their anger. And so I laughed at that and then was like, of course they're QVC hosts. I don't know. I didn't know the point of it, but there were moments that made me laugh, but I was still questioning, like, what am I watching?
You're right, though. I do think now that I'm thinking back at the episode of of them being in everything together, you're right. Like, they're both 110% committed. It's almost like a Tina Fey, Amy Poehler thing, but like a different version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think, Amy?
I liked this. I loved how unstable Cecily seemed the entire time. Like, for the commitment level on her, I mean, she was almost like shaking at some points, and like when she was standing in the window, like everything about her body was just so tense and crazy that I really liked. And I loved how quickly they like made it clear, like, this is the stereotype of women that we are making fun of right now in this sketch. Like, you immediately knew as soon as you saw both of them, you're like, oh my God, this probably is exactly what a self-tape looks like for a QVC audition reel. Like, this is probably like scary on point. So I thought it was funny. I liked it a lot. And I think Bobby and Beck were both good as the husbands too, just in their quick little step-ins to camera, and Bobby just kind of looking in the camera like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Is there anything that you would have liked to have seen different in this one, or change the game at all? Or do you think it just was what it was?
I think it was what it was, yeah, because like Katie said, like, it didn't totally have that much of a point other than
kind of a relationship character sketch, and those are hard to button. I don't know. I liked Kristen Wiig's whole, like, no, I'm not going to talk bad about her, but people do say, no, I'm not going to, just think she is what she is. Like, I did like that kind of, like, the same type of people on GCB that make me laugh, who are like, I'm going to say something bad about her, but God rest her soul, or God bless her. You can be like, she's such a see you next Tuesday, God bless her.
Yeah.
Like that kind of way of talking shit about someone, but it's so, but I have a good heart. I'm a good person, but she's a dick.
So
like,
again, immediately you knew like who these women are, and it's
it was what it was.
Yeah.
Right? To take the character's own words.
Yes, it was what it was. What did you think of it?
In the beginning, I was like, okay, this is cool, whatever. But they really sold it when it was like their body language with each other. Like, they really got into that character. Yeah. And then I felt like they were trying to break each other's character, too. There was a scene when Cecily's in the window, Kristen's like,
after she throws the dirt in the window, which I thought was great, too. Because I was like, they move and the backdrop moves a little bit, too. That kind of sucked. But I liked, where'd they get the dirt from? I was like, that was great.
They had the giggles, and you could tell that they were trying so hard not to giggle, and they were just going with it and having fun. And I got that energy from them, which is what made it okay for me. Okay. If it kept going, if it wasn't Cecily Strong and it was someone else, I don't think I would have liked it as much.
Is there anything you would have liked to see different, or do you think, like, just was?
I kind of felt like it dragged a little bit. I think maybe trimming it a little bit shorter. I don't know if there would be a way, because they were going back and forth. Maybe tossing the whole sketch. What?
Yeah. You can pass on this one. I thought the husbands being gay thing was like a little bit unnecessary. I thought maybe there could have been a stronger way. I don't know. I thought that was just weird additional information that kind of.
I feel like they brought that theme up though too in Weekend Update. So I don't know if whoever wrote this sketch maybe wrote that joke for Weekend Update. Yeah. About like people from the South, the husbands don't really realize they're gay or something until later.
And there was
about Mike Pence or something
else too, actually,
at
in
the very end
in
of the surprise lady.
We're gonna say everything. The surprise lady.
Yeah, she jumps out the window saying, "I love same-sex relationships." And that was the button of. So there was like a little theme going on, maybe some undertones.
The XX I wrote, they were fine.
I liked them.
Yeah. You said that you related to their movements.
Oh yeah, no, their dance moves, they stole that from me. That's how I dance. Like, I go side to. Sure. I need a beat. I can't do it on my own. I need a beat for it, But don't you dare, Zach. So do it. Yeah, they're from London, and I looked that up because I was like, usually I fast forward through performances because.
I mean, I thought they sounded great, and I'm a fan of when I hear them on the radio. I just thought their performance was a little,
Get it.
I need a
get
beat.
ready.
This is still,
It'll come.
still
It'll
working,
come.
right?
I thought that they were great. I guess I feel like we've been blessed with a few live acts recently who have done like
See, you
There
gotta
it
put
is.
the arms out. Like literally, I'm holding a guitar. Well, I guess they would be like this.
Yeah.
So you
Like,
could
there
do
you go.
that. You could be that at the end, and I'll
Yep.
just stand next to you.
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
this, like,
See,
and
just
he- how he
sway
was,
side to
like-
side.
What about that kiss?
Yeah, are they a couple? This is how much I don't
I'm
know
not
about
sure,
the
yeah.
XX.
I didn't look that part up. I
Because
just
he like gave her a kiss,
It was-
and then he was like really triumphant.
He was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
and the Beats guy was in the
Yeah.
back, kind of like,
I'm in the band too.
yeah.
I'm here too, guys.
His
my
name-
name's John. I like playing beats. These are my best friends who are dating, but I'm fine with it.
He's like always in the back of the little window.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hey, guys.
Right
Creeping
in the
in.
corner. Yeah. That's so funny. Okay, weekend update.
This one was short.
Yeah.
For a weekend update, I feel like they usually
Even
a lot.
Pete's segment was like pretty short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 2 people that came in.
Was there any jokes or anything that stood out before the two kind of guest characters that you guys thought were good?
I did cackle laugh at the Indiana Pence joke that he went to Indiana and got booed at Broadway, but that's usually where straight men from Indiana go to realize they're actually gay.
Yeah.
That I was like, bah!
Yeah.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah, there were a couple actually that I really liked before the guests. The one about fake news again, that Obama was a secret fake alien. So I thought that was really funny, and I liked the Tinder having 30 new gender options, and then the kind of tag of being that's why Democrats lost the election. So I thought those were two
I
interesting
loved that one.
observations that were not just Trump jokes.
Well, I liked one of the Trump jokes about Obama, and he's like, Trump doesn't think it's going to be hard to be president, and then, I mean, look at Obama. They showed a before and after
yes.
picture, and
Yes.
I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I wonder what Trump is going to look like, to be quite honest,
Oh,
if he
gosh.
makes it all the way.
Oh yeah. If he makes it.
Do you think
all
it'd be
the way.
like Homer? Like maybe he'll just
I was
have like a
trying to
little
figure
bit
out
of
like
hair?
what happens to the comb over.
Yeah.
Like, does it just disappear
Yeah.
entirely? Or
Yeah.
is it
Like, do we find more?
Becomes a
on the
parrot
back?
of some sort.
What
like
will
how
happen?
cats
Dun,
like
dun,
pull their
dun,
hair?
dun. What will
Or
happen?
maybe it'll look
never
like a Doc from Back to the Future with
Yes.
his hair. Who knows? It grows a little more.
Just gotta push
gosh.
it back down.
Yeah.
So Pete Davidson, Amy, what did you think, Pete?
I really liked this. I thought it was refreshing because it was different for Pete, and you could tell that he was like really passionate about it. I thought that him just say, I loved if it's not over a sick beat, we don't need to hear anything Kanye has to ever say again. And I was like, that is such a fair point.
My favorite line was, "Hey, can you take a second from loving Hitler to pass the
Yeah.
salad?" That was really funny. What did you think of this?
No, I thought it was straightforward. It wasn't as, usually he talks about not dirty things, but like masturbating, and so I guess kind of on that way. So this was interesting to see him talk about something serious and stick with it with a little humor in it. But it was good. Pete Davidson's always funny when it's on Weekend Update.
Katie?
I agree.
Yeah.
We're very agree. We all agree. We're all,
Very
we're all
agreeable.
best friends. We all agree. And then my neighbor Willie.
Pass.
I wrote. Amy is not a fan. I'm actually not a fan either. I feel like, you're just using different wackadoo examples. I did laugh when he said toenails. That's all I've
Then he didn't
I
have
just wrote the
toenails.
word toenails,
Yeah.
which obviously because he doesn't have them, and I was like, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. It's like wackadoo, but it doesn't work for me for some reason.
This was another character that I feel like in the very beginning, like when he's come on Weekend Update, it used to be one kind of style jokes, like straightforward, like, I don't know, one style, right? But now it got really dirty and dark again. And I don't know who this writer is, but I wonder if they wrote this too, because he's like, would show me his Woody Woodpecker and then zip up his pants and take me to the Thanksgiving parade. So it was kind of like, whoa.
Right. I feel
All
like
right.
Someone's got some issues
I mean,
they're working through.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Planting
okay
seeds.
with it. Is that weird?
Yeah.
But,
it's okay.
okay,
Okay.
cool.
We still accept you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I thought Willie's jokes used to be more like you felt bad for him and he didn't realize that his life was bad. Whereas I feel like, and maybe it was just his delivery this time or the last couple times, but he's like in on the joke, which I feel like is maybe the opposite of what should happen when someone's like optimistic, but their life is horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess I feel like
I
that
think
should
that's
be
funnier
the
than-
operation of
yeah.
Willie. And I
Yeah.
think instead it's almost like he has this big self-awareness of like, I'm about to say something that's a joke.
Yeah.
And
They
so
did
that
have a
it's
shift.
not,
Yeah.
like effective anymore. I don't know.
I liked his tie.
He did have a nice tie.
Toenails and ties. Yeah, that's all
also-
we've got for you.
Just saying, he's consistent with keeping up with whatever holiday it is, you know? Just saying.
She does stay on
will
that.
say that Keenan always has a very happy energy. Like, I know you may not be a fan, but I do feel like he always is like,
That's true.
he's so happy to be doing what he's doing, and that's got to be why he's still there. Because
Yeah.
it's like, I never see him not having fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
true.
he's like he's a little ball of fun.
I just feel like, too, with all of the great Kristen Wiig Weekend Update characters,
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Willie?
Yeah.
Like, she has so many.
Well, okay, so who else does she have? She has the one where she's with Fred Armisen, right?
That's my
Yeah,
fave.
But she did
That's
that.
my
I
favorite.
believe she did do that the last time.
The
she
last
hosted.
time.
Yeah.
The one of the most impressive to me is what was
Just
her?
Kidding?
Yeah, just kidding.
Is
just
it
kidding.
Judy?
When she would, the escalation in it of her just like one upping. Just kidding. No, really. And then she would go on to the next thing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Just kidding. I don't think she's
right,
ever
it's-
skipped a beat in those.
Seems weird that they wouldn't have had her on.
Yeah, Aunt Linda, or Aunt Lynn. Who's the aunt? The movie critic. I can't remember their name. But yeah, there's so many good,
Yeah.
and I really was hoping to see that, and when he came out, it really
I'm sure.
Yeah.
it was a real bummer.
That's
Real bummer
why
for me.
I was a little bummed when Weekend Update ended because I was like, oh, no surprise guest
Yeah.
by Kristen Wiig, or maybe she'll bring Jimmy Fallon with her, or someone like random, to
Yeah.
come up on with her.
I wonder if it was a timing thing, like trying to get her in costume or.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, what,
Yeah, I suppose
what was
she
outside
did.
of it? Yeah.
Sandwich it. Well, okay, so the next one is the Thanksgiving balloon parade one.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, what did you think of it?
This is a nightmare come true. Like, I've never seen a balloon parade, but I've been staying at like a hotel downtown, and I could actually see what that would be like in New York. Never been there before, but that would freak me the F out. Just say, and then they brought the clown one. I'm like, are you serious? Woody, okay, that's cool. And the other,
Did you like the sketch though?
I thought it was very creative.
Yeah.
For a Thanksgiving themed sketch.
I thought it was creative too, just like in perspective kind of things, how they did that with the screen and stuff. I thought that was kind of a clever thing. The creepy clown cracked me up. Yeah, I thought I enjoyed the idea of this. I don't think it was maybe executed as well as it could have been. I feel like they were really funny being the balloons, and maybe
Yeah.
the people in the room. There could have been something more to it. Also,
I
the
could have
kids,
done without the kids.
The kids were shit. Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say the
The
kids
little
were shit.
boy was better than the girl.
Sorry to offend children.
Well,
But I kind of like,
I agree.
yeah, like if you're
who
gonna have,
were they?
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
may as well
you didn't
just
really
dress
see their faces.
Melissa up as a child.
Or-
like,
Yeah.
why did we have
Bring
two
Adie Bryant
child
as a
actors?
child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a weird choice because I feel like when did they ever just have two
That's
randos?
kind of,
in
and
a
I was like, they
sketch?
Yeah.
kept hiding their faces.
Yeah.
Like, just being, I'm like, what are you? You're
They didn't know where to
turn
look.
out.
Yeah.
Turn out. You're on SNL. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
darn
It was
it.
really strange. And when they were like, "Are you okay?" It's like they gave the kids no lines. So you could have had your actors you pay
Yeah.
be a child because
That
they're
was so weird.
sketch
Yeah.
actors and that's what they're capable of.
It was a little odd.
Because I
Strange
like
choice.
I like the balloons. I like the idea. I like the window. I just felt like the people in the room. It felt very disjointed. It felt like Kyle
Right.
was trying to like face them around, and they're like, like, it felt like they're like, oh god, these kids are probably someone in production's kids.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah and John could be in it. Or
Yeah.
something. Oh god.
Hey, Lauren.
They
Hey,
won
Lauren.
some competition. What did you think, Katie?
Yeah, I felt like the kids were kind of distracting to me because I just didn't know why they were there. Aside from that, I loved the balloons. Madeline was my favorite. Like, the clown was really funny, but just her intensity with holding up Kristen Chenoweth and stuff
Oh,
was
yeah.
really funny. But I don't remember how it ended because it was so unmemorable, the ending.
They left.
They
and-
ran away.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not an ending. Like, you can't
And
just
then
have
the-
them run
the-
away. The balloons have to do something to
Two
them or deflate or,
Other
like...
guys.
Well, they stay there because there's a performance going on, and so they just stayed there. Yeah.
Just, I would
Yeah,
have
it-
loved for the balloons to maybe get bigger.
more, yeah.
do something crazier.
Or do something
like,
inappropriate. That would have been a good one too.
Right.
Yeah, because they kind of started to go
I have
there, but
issues.
then it ended too quickly. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like they started to escalate, and then they just kind of stopped and literally ran away from the sketch
Yeah.
in it. So but the Kristen Chenoweth too. I love that she's so small.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll move on in light of time. Obviously, one of my favorite things, because I love cats. Whiskers R We. You're a cat person too.
I'm such a cat person.
You can do no wrong in this, because I'm like, haha, they're pretending to be lesbians, and there's cats.
Cat puns.
Done. Yeah. So, my favorite line in this was, "Keep it in your jorts, GF," which is funny because jean shorts.
I like the Himalayan on the couch.
Yes. Pearl is a ghost. Yes, that's very funny.
A little ass wipe, and then she grabs her boob.
And I liked that Bobby coming in doing fouettes as well. Like, I thought that was a real specific from that. What did you think, Amy?
I loved it. I always love this character. And Kate and Kristen, again, similar to her and Cecily, like, they had such good chemistry in this, and you could just see them kind of like in the end of that QVC sketch, just trying to like almost one-up each other and try to get that other person to break. I watched this with my roommate's cat, Nina. She seemed to very much react positively to it, so I think that's a good sign. I loved the line of, "How old are you again?" And Kristen just goes, "I don't know. We lost track of time in the bunker." Those weird lines that have nothing to do with the weirdness of what they're doing and are just weird on a whole different plane. I love that. So I giggled through the whole thing.
I felt like there were moments where Kristen was giggling, and
Yeah.
like actually, and it made me happy. And how surprised Kate was when she like legit grabbed her nipple.
Yes.
And
Yes,
she was
I
like,
like
that was my nipple. And she's like, yeah, you liked it.
Yeah.
I was like, was that scripted? Like, because they're friends, because they
Yeah.
did a film together. So it's not like they aren't familiar. So I feel like you could see that in the playfulness and how much fun they were having. It was just, I always liked this sketch, but I especially liked the two of them doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I always get so excited when I see Whiskers Are We, and I'm like, yes!
Yes. You're a cat person too.
So, yeah, and I just got a kitten too, who's
You
only like
did?
3 months old. Yeah, so
Is it a girl or a boy?
It's a
What
girl.
name? Oh, what's her
her
name?
name's Willow. She's black.
Willow.
She's a little bitch, but I love her. Yeah,
And that's the best though, isn't
Yeah.
it? When they're just
She'll,
a little
you pick her
duck.
up, she purrs, and then she nibbles and bites, and it gets harder and scratching. But then you just love her on the other side. Man.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Oh, that makes me so happy. All right, and to wrap it up, the surprise. What did you think?
I just, when you talk about character commitment, this is always a go-to character that I think of. Because every time Kristen has done this, I mean, you can, like, through her fingertips, like,
Yeah.
everything about her in this character. And this time, too, when she got up to walk, like, what was she even doing?
Her legs locked up. That was so funny.
I just think the way that she commits to it every time, again, you know it's coming with it, but switching up little things like, you know, like when she ate the pillow or things like that to make it a little bit different. She can do this character as many times she wants to, and it's going to make me laugh every time.
I think we're all going to agree that, yeah, she did, well, hopefully, or maybe we won't, that, yeah, she was amazing in this. I just felt like it didn't end well. I don't know if you guys agree or what you would do differently. What did you think, Katie?
I mean, she does kind of always jump out a window. I don't know. Like, it was a weird ending, and totally fine that the line was what it was, but, like, confusing because it had nothing to do with the
Build.
scene.
Yeah.
Being like, I love same-sex relationships. I mean, it kind of did because Kyle walked in with Mikey, and that's his boyfriend. So, like, it had some relevance, but, like, it was just a strange last line when her bit is, like, being surprised.
Yeah, I feel like it should have been or she should have played the opposite and been like, she's not for it, and then them have a line at the end or something. Like, I don't know.
Or, like,
just
that is surprising, or, like,
Yeah.
and she loves that. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because they always end it with her going through the glass, but then, yeah, to have that line added in there when it didn't have to do with the sketch as a whole, it's just like, oh, here's this last thing that happened 2 seconds ago, so we'll say something about that real quick.
Yeah,
and
it
make
just kind of
sense.
disappointed me because it had such this great build, and then it fell flat for me personally. What did you think?
And she made me laugh. I like when she had the pill in her mouth and she choked on it a little bit too. And then Leslie Jones is sitting there just like, did you just? And she almost kind of broke too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it.
But I appreciate sketches that make me laugh. Like, I literally was sitting there and I chuckled out loud, and I'm like, oh shit, did I just do that out loud? Like, with the headphones on, and I'm like, oh, okay, great, cool. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a reoccurring character, but yeah, the ending part I didn't really catch that either. But at that point, I was kind of already done with the sketch.
Yeah.
So mentally, it didn't really bother me.
Sure.
That makes sense.
I apparently have a short attention span, and I like dirty jokes. So
Perfect.
We all like dirty jokes. It's fine. Cool. I did want to mention at the end, because Steve Martin made me laugh when you saw him at the end and he's like, I have no one to hug. Which was funny to me. But on the whole, Amy, what did you think of the episode, and who was your most valuable player?
I liked it. I think, yeah, it had its moments where it missed, but it was a lot of times just kind of wrapping up sketches. A lot of the times that it missed for me were the buttons on a lot of the sketches. But Kristen, MVP.
Katie?
I agree. I felt like the episode was great. There were a couple of sketches that were like hit or miss, but mostly awesome. She carried the episode. MVP is both Kristen and Cecily.
you stole mine.
Oh no. Great minds.
Yeah.
What about you, Roy?
That's
done. You're done. She's over it. She's over it. But you liked it?
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I was happy for a Thanksgiving episode. Sure. It was a lot of Thanksgiving theme in it, and I will accept that, and I will like it and move on, and can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, the next one is December 3rd with Shawn Mendes and Emma Stone. We will be back here, so have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you for being with us. In the meantime, you can catch us on social media. I'm at Kim Crossman.
At Amy Maestri.
At Katie Wilbert.
At Hey Roya.
There you go, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.